Hello everyone, and welcome to part 3, maybe the final part of me doing this bed, mezzanine, loft, bed, whatever you want to call it. If you've watched the first 2 parts, thank you very much, hope you're enjoying them. It's a really nice job for me, I've been enjoying it. So what I've just shown me doing was basically we had allowed a bit of timber left over, which I've cut these little balustrades out of, which you see I just ripped down, planed up to clean them up, and then just took the edges off, the arrases off with the block plane. What I'm going to do now is just cut a little 45-degree angle on the bottom here, because this will be the bottom, to soften it up, and then I'll just clean that up with the block plane again, and then we'll go back inside and I'll show you how I'm going to fix those. Also, I've upgraded, I can't see where it is, I've put this on the van, oh it's here. What I've done, spoke to the customer, and I've got a little bit of oak here. This is 20mm thick oak. What I'm going to do is obviously rip that down the middle and clean that up, and that'll be the little handrail that sits on top. It'll contrast nicely because they have got a lot of oak in the house. So yeah, so let's get the saw set up, cut those 45s off, and then we'll get inside and fix them up. As you can see there, I just put a little stop, screwed it through the fence of the saw, just helps me put these spindles up to it each time, so I get exactly the same cut on the end. So all I'll just quickly do is just whip those sharp edges off with the block plane, and then we can get these fixed in. Lovely. Look at that. You see that? Nice and clean, ready to fit. Just one more process before I can fit these spindles. I've had to drill them out because we're going to screw them straight through the face. Had to make sure that these screws didn't hit the screws that screw through the front rail into the joist. I'll show you when I get up there. So what I've done, mark these out. I'm just going to use this as a template. So I'll just turn it upside down and put it on top of these spindles here and drill straight through. And they'll all be in the same place. Put it through with a 4mm drill bit first, just lightly, just to mark it. Then with the countersink bit. And then finally all the way through with the 4mm. I don't go all the way through with the 4mm on the first, when I'm marking it, because what tends to happen is that this can get wound in quite aggressively and end up, you don't get quite as much control, you end up making a bigger countersink. If you only put the hole in shallow just to mark it, you're still pushing down on the drill point, which gives some resistance, which means you can control your countersink better. Right, here we are. Everything's ready to fit these spindles. Apologies if the screen goes cloudy, but I'm working outside, it's cold, and then I brought the camera inside and the lens is condensating, so hopefully it'll stay clear. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do, look, is put these spindles over, I'm going to fix them over these screws. They're at 400 centres, so I'm putting one at every 200. So literally what I'm going to do is fix on that end. I've marked these out, fix on over this end, and then although I know the measurements are right and this is level, I'm going to stick the level across the top just by way of a straight edge, and I'll put the others, I'll put one each end and then I'll just fill them in so they touch the level. I know it's dead straight then. So yeah, let's get on, get these screwed in. Just make sure the one on the other end is the same. Put a little mark on it. Lovely. And what I'm going to do here is just use the square down off this deck, because I know this deck is perfectly level. So what I'll do when I put these up is just butt them up to the square, and I know they'll be right then. Let's get that one in. I might be in my own shot here, sorry. Probably going to be terrible, isn't it? Not really a filmmaker. You probably gathered that if you've watched any of my videos. Oh dear. I know that's right, because I'm not going to just level out there, look. Beautiful. Yeah, so just sort of countersunk the face of those. We're not sinking the screws past and filling one up. I think it looks a bit Nordic maybe to see the fixes, I don't know. Looks like that, there's knots and stuff to take your eye away from it. So yeah, now, let me just stick that level up there, carefully. Hopefully don't nudge it so it falls on my head. By the way, I don't think you can see up there, bubble, perfectly level, brilliant. Right, get the rest of these on. Nice. Rejig. So you can see there, we've got all those little balusters fixed. We've got about an 800 gap there. I think the steps that are coming in here are 760, so that's fine. So what I'll do now is cut my bit of oak, like I explained earlier, screw that down through the top, and you may see that we've got this ply ends here. What I've actually got is some two-born PIR, which I'm going to fix in between here to cover that ply, but also the top deck is going to be carpeted, so I'll keep it up just a little bit so it gives the carpet something to fit to, and I'll do that across there as well, and that'll just make a nice, I'll round it off and that'll make a nice nosing for it. So yeah, let's work on that handrail now, not going to take long. A lot of times the key to working oak is not to let it dwell on the cutter for too long, be that on the saw or on the router, because what can happen, it can start to burn. So you can see, as it's not too bad here, I can sand that out, but as I went round the corner and slowed down, you can just see starts to darken, which is burning. So certainly you don't want to stop mid-flow with the cutter, because it will put a burn, and you can see here, perhaps I'll stop with the plane, there's a slight burn there, but I'll just go over that with a sander, clean all that up. Right, oh my gosh, up and down the stairs. Got a bit hot in here now, so got the handrail as you saw, countersunk some holes in it. Again, the customer's not that bothered about seeing holes there. It's all part of it, industrial, maybe a little bit Scandinavian. So all I'm going to do now, screw that straight down into these balusters here, and then I'll just start working on this last little bit, as I said, a little trim to go across the front there, get that fixed in, and then I can move on to the one next door. Let's go. Going up in the world. really nice and solid, and just going to stop anyone from sort of rolling out. You can't stand up in here anyway, so absolutely brilliant. Right, work on those trims and we're nearly done. Coming down. Oh my gosh, look at me, I'm like a ninja. Nice one. I've made this edge piece, as I said, and what I've done, if you can just see, is rounded both the corners on the front and just rounded the corner on the back. This will sit up and let the carpet go into the back of it. What I've done is cut, let me just show you. I've just cut a little spacer, it's about 14 mil, so I'm going to put that on the face of the ply here, back of the ply there, and keep this to the top of it, and then I know it'll be right all the way through. So I'll just quickly attach this one, and I've got to cut all the ones to go in between the balusters and fix those. I'm going to also just put a tiny little pilot drill in because I'm going into the edge of the ply, don't want to split it. Centre first. So what I'm going to do with this bit to make it nice and accurate, let's put it up there, is I'm just going to put it in behind, you see I stick it in behind the balusters. And then what I can actually do is just mark a pencil line down the front, so that'll be super accurate. There we go. There. So now I know I'll just nip down and cut that to that line. Where are we? To that line, that'll be super accurate. I'll just literally take the edges off with a bit of sandpaper as well. So, and then I can screw those in. So do that for all of those. Right, I've got all those cut and drilled them already. I know I'm going to be in the way a little bit, so there's not a lot I can do about it. There's nowhere else to put the camera, so I'll try and keep out of the way the best I can. I'll put those in. Got them all numbered up. How can that be one? Oh, one's this end. That could have been bad, couldn't it? Oh, come on. Tell me what you're doing. Come on. That's 6 there. 2. That's 5. That's better. Gosh. I've got myself in a right old mess there. Right, let's see if I can make it fit. Nice and tight. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Let's have a closer look at it. So yeah, sorry I was in the way for most of that, but as you can see there, look now if we stand back here, that's quite a nice balustrade detail. Maybe it looks a little bit busy with all those screws, but I think it works well in here. Like I said, there's some lights and stuff to go under here. And putting the joists the way I put them means that from when you're in the room here, the ceiling looks higher up there. So yeah, have a quick look up here. Obviously this area here is for the ladder, which hasn't come yet. And I'm hoping when I fix it, I can fix it up underneath this edge bead I've put on. But yeah, have a look down there, look. Looks pretty cool. I'm not going to climb right up here. And then down the back here, you can see I've got this upstand here, which will take the carpet that's going to be laid up here. So yeah, really happy with that. Bit of handrail across the top, super solid. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is work on the one on the opposite side. There's a bedroom on the opposite side of this wall. I'm going to work on that one. Not going to show too much of that because it's all pretty much the same as this. It's just slightly smaller. And then hopefully the ladders will turn up. They're being delivered. The ladders and the sort of staircase thing will turn up, and hopefully I can fit that and finish these videos off. Brilliant. Onwards and upwards.